Hello, everybody. I am very pleased to be here today to present you our work about the nanosatellite mission developed at Sorbonne University. And do you see my pointer? Yes, okay. And so it's a CubeSat mission. It's a demonstrator dedicated to the detection of meteors and space debris. And the nanosatellite, and especially the CubeSat standard, is a new sector of a miniature satellite that is interesting to present development in technology, also to support mother spacecraft mission, to develop scientific objectives, and also for training students. In our case, the Meteorix project is to link between technology development, scientific objectives, and the training of students. The general context is about the history of the solar system. There are two meteoroid reservoirs, the asteroids and the comets. And the idea is to be able to distinguish between the two. I will not go in the detail of the figure, but here you have the distance of the bodies as a function to the sun. Here, this is the time of the evolution of the solar system. And at the beginning, at the initial stage, you have a refractory element, and then you have a disk element in the disk. Due to the migration and the resonance in the planet, you have a destabilization in the disk, and at the end, in the main belt, you have a distribution between asteroids and the comets, so icy and the silicate bodies. If you could determine the distribution of the bodies, you will have information on the possibility of this scenario. In our case, the objective is not to visit each bodies in the main belt as the iconic space mission from ESA, NASA, or JAXA, such as Rosetta, Dawn, OSIRIS-REx, and Hayabusa, that have visited each bodies, but to use the Earth as a great detector of extraterrestrial material. Also, second objective is to deal with the space debris. That is an important aspect for the environment model for Space Agency. And today, with the launch of many satellites, and especially CubeSat. And also to be able to study the re-entry physics. Before to enter to the detail of our project, I will show you the other similar projects. So there is a SPOJ camera that has been developed at ESA. There is a meteor experiment on ISS, the International Space Station, that brings a new result on new measurements on the meteors from space, and a very recent Chinese satellite, Yangwang 1. And I will show you one of the pictures. Also, there are similar CubeSat projects, as in our case, with Japanese and also with a German CubeSat. What is the advantage to have a detection from space is that we have no wafer constraint. Also, we have a wide coverage of the surface of the Earth. And also, there is no attenuation of the signal due to the atmosphere. One of the questions is, are we able to detect meteors from space? And the answer is yes. There are pictures from ISS, but also here, 1 month ago, there is the Chinese satellite Yangwang that determined a nice Perseid in the atmosphere. And in the same time, you can see the difficulty to detect automatically meteors in space because you have a lot of light pollution. So here, this is due to air glow, and here, this is related to the cities. This map shows you a fireball reported by American detectors that are very energetic. Here, you have a Chelyabinsk event. So what you can see is that you have a global coverage of the impact on all the Earth. And so the idea is to have a space mission in order to be able to cover the south hemisphere of the Earth, where global networks are not yet fully developed. There is only one in Australia. And the main objective is to determine the fluxes of meteorites and space debris entering the Earth for this demonstrator. We have listed also secondary objectives as a photometric measurement of meteors that enter in the atmosphere. So in order to study the interaction with the atmosphere, like here, for example, with the example of Chelyabinsk, or here with ATV cargo for space debris. Also, we would like to reach the trajectory of meteorites and the space debris. But in this case, we have to combine with other data. So of course, to have two CubeSats would be very nice. But also we can combine observation from a CubeSat and from the Earth ground data, like for example, with the Fripon réseau. Also, this is a demonstration for the meteor chain on board for a CubeSat. And this is the main challenge in this project, because in the CubeSat, we have a very low power available, and we have to detect automatically the presence of meteors. And the detection chain will be presented in the next talk by Maxime Millet. I will give you a brief overview of the mission analysis. So we define a payload, and the payload is composed of a camera in a visible spectrum and a detection chain, because this is the hardest part. The idea is to observe during the night at the nadir. We schedule a timeline of 1 year in order to have sporadic meteors and also shower meteor. The orbit is about 500 kilometers. It is heliosynchronous. And here you have a little movie that has been realized by the students for the mission analysis by using the CNES software. Scientifically, we want to detect 100 events during the year. So this is the constraint. And at present, we have defended two reviews, the analysis mission review and the feasibility review. And we are currently in phase B, where we are building the prototype of the payload. The bus is a CubeSat composed of 3 units. So it is 10 centimeter per 30 centimeter. And the bus is based on the CubeSat of the CNES that is called ASAT. And we have 4 deployable solar panels in order to have a high quantity of energy. And also, in order to transmit the scientific data, we have S-band, and then all the vital subsystems for a CubeSat. So the main challenge is to be able to determine 100 events. So we build statistics on the meteors. And this figure presents the number of meteors per day as function of a field of view for a CubeSat at 500 kilometers of altitude, and also with a sensitivity of our detector. We have the magnitude limit between 0 and 4 for 2 distributions. So the red one comes from a visual observation, and the green one comes from recorded and automatic observations. So it favors the large objects, and we use this one as to constrain our mission. It is interesting to have these 2 distributions because you can see the uncertainty in the distribution of meteors. So the interest to have this kind of measurement. So our objective is 100 meteors, so that it is roughly 1 meteor per day. So we can fix at a magnitude limit between 0 and 4 at 40 degrees as the minimum field of view required. Then the main challenge is to have a detector with high sensitivity. You have to know that for the CubeSat, you can buy a mini camera, but all the cameras are dedicated to the image of the Earth during the day. And in your case, we want to be during the night, so high sensitivity. And we found one detector that is come from 3D Plus. This detector is 2000 by 2000 pixels, and it has a strong heritage, so that it is space qualified. It has been used for SuperCam, so the camera of the Mars Science Laboratory, and also for the CNES CubeSat ASAT. For the optics, we have not yet decided which optics we have to put on the detector. And here, just an example with a Leica optics that we have to space qualified after. So we have the detector and we run a first test and characterization of the detector. Here, this is a laboratory measurement of a response as a function of the spectrum. In green, you have a characteristic that is furnished by 3D+, and in blue, this is measured by the integrated sphere. So you can see that the characteristics are okay with what it is announced. So it's good news. And here, we realized the third ground measurements. So it is a campaign of ETA quarantides in May 2021, so this year. And this is our first detector that we could detect it. Here, this is the image difference, and you can see the sequence of the meteor. It is really interesting to have this campaign because we realize two problems. The first one is the data rate. The detector uses space wire, and the space wire is very limited in the data rate. It is only 7 frames per second, and we want between 10 and 30 frames per second. And the second problem that we identify is that for each image, we have the lines, and we could not correct easily the lines. And this is due to the fact that we use the detector at a very low sensitivity. So this is the two aspects that we have to work on. And also we begin the astrometry, and we have also to realize the photometry of the detector. For the second aspect, so the processing of a chain, it will be presented in detail by Maximier just after. But here, just to show you a picture that comes from a meteor experiment on board on ISS. And you can see that it's very cloudy, but the detection chain could detect the meteor that is shown here. So it's a very nice detection chain. Also, so it is developed by laboratory, but also by the university. So we have a large number of students that are implied in the project. And it's a very strong source of inspiration and motivation for the young students. And also they are very proud to present their work in front of the CNES, the French Space Agency, or to work with industrials. So it's a very good rewarding for the students. So in conclusion, Meteorix is a demonstrator for the detection and characterization of meteors and space debris. It's a 3U CubeSat, and the payload is a camera operating invisible and a detection chain. It's highly motivating and rewarding for the students. We passed the 2 review, and we are developing a prototype. You could find information on the website, and we are open for collaboration. And thank you. Here is a list of different students and persons involved. I thank you.